Good afternoon, everyone. It's Alex once again, and I am here. We're going to go ahead and continue our trip down development lane by trying to finish up our grocery application. I don't remember where I left off on this thing. It's been a while since I've done this. Obviously, been extremely busy. The election, I volunteered and worked at polls worked at the commission center on election day for my birthday. And it was very a rewarding experience for me, seeing individuals work together from all walks of life to count the vote. Anybody that tells you that the vote was stolen is fooling you, and they're just lying through their teeth because I saw Republicans and Democrats, nonpartisans, aka independents, all working together on one accord to make sure everyone had the same right and privilege to vote. Also, since then, I've just been really busy at work. I had a couple of birthdays here, mine, and today is my wife's birthday. She's uh, over there snoozing really good because I fed her good this morning. So we had church today online and had a great time. So I am just waiting for her to wake up and we'll feed her again and call it good in this COVID time. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and continue our path down creating our application for our grocery app, our grocery list. And so I believe what we had here was our grocery application here. And I'll go ahead and open that up. And while that's opening, just to let you know, I'm uh, putting all of this code out on GitHub. I also put some more code out on GitHub. I put a Python solution out there in a repository called Python tutorials, I believe it is. So I'll concentrate a little bit later on some more Python code as well. And so we'll try to mix this up a smidge. I'll go into detail why I developed the Python app that I did, the Python script that I did. I did that on a Linux machine, um, tweaked it a little bit, and then also I'll tell you the story behind how I needed to do that. And then this particular application, we'll just kind of finish this one up and call it good. So as our solution opens up and runs, eventually here, eventually here, and we should see some C# code here real soon. And maybe it's been a while since I've opened up Visual Studio on this machine here, so I know that we're probably waiting for there's probably an up there's a couple updates that need to happen here. I know. So I'll get another little notification down here soon. So in any case, let's go ahead and see where we left off at. So this is our grocery application. And the first thing we're going to do before we get too far down the path is we're going to make sure we got all the changes synced to our repository. So um, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll come down here to master and say pull. Let's make sure it's all matching. Okay. And we're actually, so that's our master. So let's go to our working branch here. And that's going to switch our code base. And real quick, let's go over to GitHub and see. I can't remember if I actually checked in this branch of code or not. Let's see if I check this branch of code in here. It should be C# fundamentals. Let's see. There's grocery app. Maybe that's the one we should be using. Last September 19th. So this will give me a chance to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So let's go to manage branches and we'll see when the last time we checked this one in. This is October 17th. So let's see here. So we've got some other stuff. We've got some issues here. Uh, we need to view the history of this branch here. That's September, October. I might need to rebase this or merge this branch with the other one. Let's see here. Let's go over to our solution. Let's see what we got going on here. And this one is called grocery app. Oh, well, I think I know why. So I think what I started to do, if I remember right, it's C# fundamentals, grocery app. Let's go ahead and open up a pull request on this and see what we got going on here. I need my phone because I have two-factor on my GitHub account here. Let's see here. Okay. Should be called to sign in. I should get. Oh, uh-oh. And I've got my two-factor going on there. Opening up my two-factor app. There we go. We'll just create a real quick pull request. And then before we merge the code, we need to see what changed here. So let's look at the commits here. We'll look at this one right here to see what's all in there. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of stuff in there that I did. Let's go back. We can merge that pull request. I'll just merge it real quick. Merge it up to master, merge. Let's delete that branch. Now we'll come back over to our app, go to master. We'll do a quick pull on this. See what happens here. I should get an update there that my stuff was changed. Pull. View history, I should see. That's local. And now, if I go over to let's view the history of this one, 919, grocery application. You know what? I'm in the wrong branch. That's why I need to be in this one here. I think I see what the issue is. C# fundamentals. Yeah, I think this is one I need to pull. Let's pull this one here. There we go. I'll Missing a window. Yeah, I think I'm missing a window here. Anyway, so that's all the stuff that we had there. That's our new one. And now we can go over to this one and open the project. I think if memory serves, I think what I did was I had recreated another one. Let's see. Let's check this code out and see if this is what we're looking for here. Open up that one there. No, this is not the one. Grocery application working branch. It's a different repo. Yep, that's a different repo. So let's see. C# fundamentals. We need to go to the grocery application. There should be a grocery. There it is. That's the one we're in right there. Let's see here. Yeah. There we go. That's the one I'm in right there. Let's go to this branch here. 4 months. Has it been 3 months since I worked on this? I thought it was yeah, it's been a while. All right, let's pull from that branch just to make sure that I didn't sneak anything up into that remote repo. But I should. Yep, okay. So I have a local branch change that I need to push up to the master to that this working branch here. I think we had added our test project. Let's see what we did in our test project here. I was messing around with that a little bit here. Let's go into our DAO tests here. Let's just run our tests, shall we? Let's see what we get. Run all tests. Oh, they have already all run. Yeah, okay. And then let's close this test app. Go to our main. Yep, that's a main program here. Not there. To go to the form. Main form. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Now let's start this bad boy up and see what we get again here. And while that's starting, let's go back to our repo and see if we can make sure that we've got, oh, we've got some other stuff we got to put in there. That's right. Okay, but I'll bet you, yeah, I bet you this one has more logic in it. Yeah, we had finished one of the methods. We had two more left. So this is the one we're going to work on next, is this update record. And the update record, what it's going to do, it's going to take this existing data table and it's going to update that particular row in the table with whatever we put over here. So let's see here. This is our update items modal. There we go. And did we already make yeah, we need to make changes to this one. So this is where we're at. So let's run this real quick. And so when you say update, we need to pop up this modal over here. And then we need to take the values that somebody enters in here. And then we're going to update the existing data table with um, the updated rows. So yes, that should be happening. So and it got rid of all of them. So we need to put some more authentic drawing a blank here. We need to put some logic on here that will validation logic. I was drawing a blank there, y'all. We need to put some validation logic on here as well, but we'll do that last. And so let's go ahead and go over to our app DAO. Now let's go to our main logic here. So when they click this button, there should be a handler for this, and there is. And the handler uses this DAO update record, which then goes over to the app DAO right here, and it uses that right there, comes down to this method here, and it performs whatever we need to do there. So let's step through what we need to do in here first. So first, we need to identify the column that needs to be changed. 2, we need to change the column by updating the cell. And third, we need to commit changes to the data table. There. So those are the 3 things that we need to do. Oh, and then the last thing we need to do is we need to update the view with the new data. That includes totals, quantity, etc. All right, so now we know what we need to do. So let's go back over to our main form, and we know that we've got to do some checking here. So let's see what logic we can re-leverage that we've already used. And that's what it's really all about, actually. Why recreate the wheel when you can, you know, go and just reuse logic that you've already got in there. So let's see here. So we've got something here where we're looking through each row of data. We're looking at the item as well. We're pulling up a message box that says you want to get rid of that one. Yes. So we might want to re-leverage that as well. That sounds like a good idea. Then we're also going to take whatever the decision is and we're going to, based on that decision, perform our logic. So let's just copy the majority of this here. And we'll come up here. Excuse me. And we're going to call a new method called, excuse me, internal bool update item. We'll paste that in there. Now, based on the selected row is what we're going to look at. So we need to find out how we're going to do that. So we're going to say item data actually. Well, let's see how this is going to work here. So let's save this logic real quick. And we'll restart this logic. Uh-oh, we got an issue here. Already has an update item. Oh, that's what's going on there. Update item. There's already an update item in there. Where? Oh, update table item. Let's do it that way. There we go. It likes that. So we'll just go ahead and rerun that. We'll add an item. Item 1 for $1, 110. Quantity of 2, we'll add it. Item 2 for $2. Quantity of 2. Make that a taxable item. Okay, so what can we do if a person selects this item and they say remove? Would you like to remove item 1? No. Would you like to remove item 2? No. I think that's how we did that. I don't like that. There's got to be a way to grab the selected item off of there. So let's go back to our main form. And I believe it is in that, where'd you go? What's we got here? Data grid view. So let's see if we can use data grid view 1 selected item. There we go. So what that does is it allows us to let's see what happens when we use this. We'll do var selection equals selected cells. All right, and then up here we'll copy that. We'll just call that method up above here in our click. Comment this out, and we'll call that instead. We're just going to step through it just to see what happens to this variable that we've created. All right, so we'll put an item in there. Item 1, $1, 1. Item 2, $2 for 2. And let's say, click that and say update. So let's see what comes up in here. So selection equals 1, and the result is, this data grid view box cell, and we can see the formatted value is item 2, and that's the value of what we chose. And actually, let me just comment out this code here so it doesn't blow up. I'm just gonna step through it here in a second here. So down here, let's say selection dot value. Selection. Man, let me do that again. So we can see how we can use this. I'll just add that row there since it's letting me do it. I'll select this, select that cell and say update 10. And what can we do with selection? So we can say selection dot list. There's our formatted value, F5. This should be a 0 if I click that. So our formatted value should be a 0. lost it right there. Yeah. There's the value. Yeah, there's a value field in there. But I don't like the fact that, now see, here's the row index. And the row index tells me which one it's selected. So this is row index 2. So it goes 0, 1, 2. So what I can do is I can update the row based on the index of the row from the cell that I've chosen. So if I click like item quantity of this one right here, since it starts with an index of 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, this should be row index of 3. And I'll go back up here. And that tells me what row I need to update. So then I can choose the row in the table and then update that row in the table as well. So that will work. Should work. Okay, so if I come in here and I say, what did I say? Data row, item data, rows, and then I want to get the selection. Uh, wait a minute here. Let's see if that's going to let me do that. This is a data grid view selected cell collection. Data grid view selected cell collection. Let's see. It's not letting me. Contains data grid view cell. That's the cell. How do we want to do this? Data grid view 1 dot selected row. No. Selected cell. It's just one cell though. Selection. What can we grab a hold to that we can use there? Update 10. So we've got count, we've got list, can I put a to list on it? Can I make it an enumerable to list? No. I might have to go about this a different way. So let's see. Data grid v1 dot it should be a selected index in here or something like that. Like, hmm. Well, you know, the other modal, it has all of the data in there anyway, so I've got to select the whole row anyway. So let's see if I can do that. Var equals selected rows. The heck is that? Something outside my... Weird. All right, so enter. No, we'll just do item one. Item one, two, three. Okay, so let's do the update logic there. See if, oh, I didn't select one there. Let's do that again. Now this should be 2. Yep, index 2. All right, let's see what we can do with select. SEL dot. Not giving me much to work with here. It's not giving me much to work with here. Okay, had to give a warning there. Okay, so let's see here. Data grid view selected row collection. Let's see if we can see what we got. Clear. Doesn't give us much. Gives us this override of array list. Of list. Selected row select SEL dot. That gives us the number of elements. That should give us the index though. So what we can do is we can say if data grid view one, oop, not data relation, dot count. Let's do it that way. We'll use that. If SEL dot count greater than 0. So that means if they selected something, then what I want to do is I want to create my data to pass into my update row, or better yet, yeah, how do I want to do that? How do I want to do that? There, it would be easier if I could just grab the index of the row that I'm messing around with. Well, let's see if we can do it. Let's Google data selected row index. Well, look at there. Index of selected row. Row index. Well, look at there. Instead of doing that, yeah. So that will give us the row index that we're looking for. Add, 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 add. Update. It should be 0. Yep. And this should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll click on that one. And F10 should be 4. Yep. Okay. So now that gives us the index where we can go straight to the row in the table and just update the table with the right value. So we can get the value in the table, in the data table, and then we can do our modal and grab the information that we need. So let me go over to my DAO and grab that stuff there. So let's copy that, come back over here and paste that in there, shall we? Okay, yeah. So we can identify the column that needs changing by doing this right here. What happened there? Uh-oh. Did I copy something that I shouldn't have? I did. Just need you 4 rows. Copy you. Paste you. Okay, yeah. So let's take that and move that up. We identified the column that needs changing because we got the index of the row, right? So now we need to change the column by updating the cells. So to do that, we need to display the cell to the individual using our other modal over here, our update items modal. So we need to grab the data from the data table, right? So let's go into the data table. Let's see. Let's go item data, rows, and we'll use index of cell. Actually, data table rows, index. And this is going to be our column here, item name. And why, again, work smarter, not harder. Just grab that stuff there and just copy it, copy that, and then come back over here, and then come over here, and say paste. And we're going to get rid of that. And we're just going to copy this, get rid of that one because it doesn't need to be there anymore. Item price, I got an extra one in there. And I'm gonna have to cast these the right way, so this is toString. Eventually, I'm gonna have to put those into some convert to decimal. It's this one. toString. This one is a quantity. This is going to be convert to int. Wait a minute. What did I say that was going to be? Item quantity is a short, not an int. To int 16, which is a short. And do the same logic there. Replace row with that. Replace that with dot toString. And the same thing there. Model.taxable. It should be a bool. And this will be that. Bool taxable equals toString is equal, let's see, if toString dot equals t, then we want to say true, otherwise false, like that. And then we'll have to throw some rows in here as well, some var item name equals that, var item price equals that, var item quantity equals that, and there. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, so let's just see if it does. Make sure we don't have any. Oh, it's saying that I could simplify something else here, so let's see. What do I want to do? Oh, that's true. Yeah, I can do it that way. Yeah, that's better. All right, so let's compile that, add some items, add a taxable one, select that one, say update, see what we get here. Enter item, 0, 0, true. Alrighty, so that's what we want to pass to our modal. So we need to come over to our modal, look at the code that we have here, and we need to create a method over here that then goes over and displays those items. So what we can do is we can set those items call it set fields. And in the set fields, we're going to need, actually, I think we've got a model over here, don't we, for this? What's in our list model? Well, look at there. We can just do a list model. I forgot all about that. See, it's been a while since I've seen this code here. So let's just create a new list model. It's easier to do. List model, model equals new list model. And actually, we'll do that down here. And this is going to be our item name here. Equals that. Item price equals this here. Except it's going to be a comma. Item quantity equals this here. taxable equals this here. That's easier. There we go. I'll get rid of this. And instead of doing it that way, I'm going to pass in a list model models. A list model. How do I want to do that? List model. Like that. Period there. Using that. And then over here, we're going to have to come over to our update items. Item name, price, quantity, taxable. So in our update items, text equals model item name, price equals model item price dot toString, because it's a decimal, item quantity text equals model item quantity dot toString, and then taxable, which is the checkbox, will equal model dot taxable. It's a boolean too, so we're good there. Should be up taxable dot checked. There we go. Save that. And in our constructor, this model, and over here we'll say private. This model, and we'll say this model, this model dot item name equals model item name. And actually, this actually might be easier to do up here instead of doing this. This is, so that's going to be the one that's going to create our fields there. And then down here in our main form, update items, I'm drawing a blank on how to do that. So let's see. To remove, well, when in doubt, I can always look at my old code. So I can go over here and look at what I did over there. What'd you do over here, Alex? Yep. That's exactly what I did. No, wait, that's the one I'm working on now. Let's close that. I don't need that open. So this one, model form. model form this dot 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 get data from model, and then on the main form, I believe what I did was new form model, update. There we go. Form model, da, da, da. Form pop-up. That's what I need to do. So right there, let's copy that code right there. And then we'll come down here and say var form pop-up. Instead of it being a new model form, it's going to be a new update items. And I need to pass in the model. And then I need to create a form model that does this get data stuff here. Copy that. This is code that I had done already before. So I'm coming over here. There's no set fields. It's going to be called this. Public list model. And this is going to be item price, item name, item quantity, text. And this will be list model, like that. And then this will be taxable dot checked. What's going on here? Be taxable dot checked, like so. Oh, doesn't like that. Alrighty. So now over on the main form model, what I'll do is I've got my get data from model there. And then next what I'll do is I will then update the row DAO update record. Like that. Okay. So what's going to happen, I don't have any logic in there yet, but what's going to happen is it's going to come through, it's going to do my logic here by creating a new model. Well, first it's going to grab the index that I need. It's going to grab from the index the name, the price, the quantity, and the taxable, create a model. We're going to pass that model into our other form, which is our update items. It's going to come through here, set all the fields on the display so that when this pops up, you can see what's in there. Then we'll update this, and then we'll need to do the get data from model part there. Get data from model, I believe. And then it would have to close that model. Yep, I've got to close that model on click. I have to do this too here. Okay, so then let's just see how this works here. I think it's going to blow up, but let's rebuild this real quick. Start it. Item 1 for $1. We'll make that a taxable. Item 2 for $2. Item 3 for $3. 3. We'll come here, we'll update this. We should have a model which has item 3, $9, 3, and false. Hit a 10. There's our new model. Our stuff pops up like so. Let's change that to item 4. And we'll say instead of it being $9, it's $2 for a quantity of 3, and add that, or say update that. And that's where we're gonna be messed up. Oh yeah, it did update. And then so we've got our quantity 246, that's I believe right. And then we'd go over and do our update logic there. And then it would update the row over there. So we've got to do a click there where we're going to close the new model, or close the new form over here. I don't want to call that get data from model. I want to call that update row data. We'll call it that. Want to come down here and call it that. Save that there. We'll have to come over to our main and call it that. Save that there. Come back over to our update and say me dot close because we're done with that item there. And they say update. I don't think we need an add. I think that's where we're wrong. I'm gonna get rid of those two buttons. Just make it an update. Bam, like that. There we go. We can close that one now. So let's rebuild that again. Start her up. Item 1 for $1. Taxable. Item 2 $2. Not taxable. Item 3 $3. And we'll click update. Hit F5 because it should just come over and pop up my new modal. So it tells me that there's item 1 and I need to change it. Let's change it to pairs. And they're $2.50. We're going to get 4 of them. That should be $10. Say update. And it didn't update our totals because we didn't do our update row, but it didn't blow up our stuff either. So let's come back over here. We can close out the update items for now. We need to put our logic in here. We're going to grab the model and do our update items logic. So we can do something very similar to this. So we can say copy that. We can copy this logic here. actually, let's copy that logic here. That's better. Did I see IO spy? I did. Let's come down here and say paste. Oh, it doesn't like something there. I must have copied let's copy that instead. And then what we'll do is we'll say, ooh, we need to pass in the data table and the value of the string there like we did before. And instead of doing a delete, dr dot dr dot dr item name equals, and then there's item price, quantity, and taxable. Price, quantity, and taxable. Name, this is taxable. This is item quantity. This is item price equals, and I need to, instead of doing that, I need to pass in the model. Okay, and this is going to be model item name. And there's an easier way to do this, but again, I'm just doing this the lazy way. And then so this is going to be model item name. This is going to be, and see, that's a problem there. So for the update record, what we're going to do is we're going to int row. Instead of going through all of the rows, let's just look for the item name there. dt.rows index is row, kind of like we did before. Like this. Boom, 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 boom. Instead of doing all that. So that's going to be model item name. This is going to be model item price. This is going to be model item quantity. And I believe that is model. I need to do what I did up there. Like that. So then that should, what that should do, uh-oh, I've got an error there somewhere. Doesn't like something. Oh. That's because I gotta make the signature right. So let's copy that. And we'll paste that in there. There we go. Save that. come back over here to our main form and say item data, and then model, and then cell, which is the row. And then I'm fine, AJ. And then I believe there is I need to do some updating to the row over there. Let's see what we get when we run this here, shall we? Item $1, one taxable. Item $2, two. Item $3, $3. Now I'm gonna do an update to this one here. Just get rid of that breakpoint. Just goes flying through there. Instead of making it $4, let's make it $5 for a quantity of 2, so it'd be $10. There we go. It's changed. Let's update it again here. Let's make it a taxable item. Let's see if that, yep. Let's do the same thing over here. Instead of being $9, we'll make it $8. Should be $24. Yep, there we go. And let's backwards. You know what? I like what I did here. Let's refactor some code here real quick. And what refactoring is where you take your code and you change up the code to make it function the same way, but you make it more efficient. So this remove an item, I don't like the way it's going through each of those rows. I'm going to do the same thing that I did here because I like that logic where they can just grab what they need there. And then instead of doing this, there we go. And then I can actually go back over to my DAO and go to my delete record and do what I did here. This makes it much easier. Copy that. Paste that. Copy that. And actually, instead of doing that, I could just say DT rows row delete and accept changes like that and get rid of all of this. Don't need it anymore. Save that. I'll have to change the signature now of that right there. Paste you. Now I'll go back over to my main, and that's going to be select. And actually, all I need is this row right here. I just need these two. Now that I think about it. Oop. I just need those two. I don't need the model. Get rid of the model. I just need the row to delete in the table. Delete that. Save that. download solution. I'm probably gonna get an error. Nope. So let's restart this and see what happens. Item one, $1. Item two, $2. Item three, $3. Three. Oh, and let's try to remove. Yep, wonderful. We're gonna add item two to back in, $2. We'll update this one so that it is item four for $5. Make it taxable. It should be 15. And let's remove that one and say, yep, I want to remove that one. And say remove that one. That leaves me run one item. Remove that one. Yep, I have nothing in my table now. Wonderful. So we've got all three buttons moving, actually working there. Where we can add items, we can remove items, we can update items, blah, blah, blah. Make it 100 for 5. Okay. I can remove that one too. Yep, so it's working fairly slick, I think. We can scroll over, we can see what we've got up there. I can't remember if we did anything with the load or the save or the share. We know the close works. So we've got to update some logic here so that we don't have to keep flipping back each time. So we gotta mess around with focus. The load is going to be where we're going to take the ability to save this list in a comma delimited file, read in that list, and then repopulate this table. Share will email the list to others, and then close obviously works already. So that's what we'll do this next time. Until then, oh, we've got to commit our changes, so let's do that as well. So let's make a commit. So you come here and you say home, changes, and let's put what we put in there. We updated the updates to date items modal. The items modal. Let's do it this way. Not update it, we'll say refactor deal methods, refactor delete record method, created DAL. If you get stuck of what you worked on and what you did, you just come up here and just right click and compare your code and say compare. That'll show you what you did. So we created a new method in our main. There, compare. We did this logic here. Yep. So we didn't, it seems like we didn't do much, but we actually did quite a bit. Created that. and update. So we're ready to commit. So we'll commit our changes to the local. We'll sync that change up. We may as well just push all of our changes to our working branch, and it says it does not like that. What doesn't it like? Permission to, oh, I gotta update. I have to update my logic here so that I can access this because I put that two-factor authentication on there. So anyway, I'll get this working and it'll get pushed out there. So until then, good luck and have a blessed one.